Welcome to this week's episode of Esentuary. We left off last time having fought an entire room of, chests that were trying to eat you, and you backed into the hallway, scorching all of them, and then saying, okay, let's catch our breath. So, having caught your breath, you're standing at the entrance door to the room. Where do you go from here?
Well, really quick, I still have a protector cannon up, so I'm just gonna make everybody heal really quick. Yay. Everybody gets 5 hit points back, and now we'll continue for the next hour.
This whole process, so
yes. Sure, everyone gets 5 hit points back for how long? For the next several rounds?
Basically, yeah. By the end of the hour, everyone should probably be healed up.
Alright, there you go. So everyone's fully healed. You guys are chilling here till that happens. And then, where do you go? There was that other door just to the north in that room. Now that it's basically cleared, you could just walk over to it if you wanted.
Oh, did we finish off all of those nasty chests?
No, we retreated.
Not quite, but they've all retreated back to the far corners, so you basically have plenty of space, because the room's huge and they're far from you.
Ah, okay. Alright, well, yes, sounds good. Let us go back into that room and sprint to the other door.
Alright, well, it's just kind of a few steps, so that shouldn't be a problem. Alright, well, you slide over to that other door, which is open. Or it's unlocked. You push it open, and there is a hallway beyond that you walk into to the east, and then it turns to the north.
We shall continue in the hallway.
Awesome. Well, it kind of winds up and around, and eventually you find yourself... Let's see... you find yourself in front of a, looks like a very nice, kind of, wooden door, but well adorned.
I shall cast Mage Hand and use it to open the door.
Alright. You do that. You push it open to reveal a, I won't say square room, more like diamond shaped, just because it's turned a bit from your angle of approach. And inside, you find lit candles scattered across the floor, and the floor itself is covered with broken glass. It looks like various jars. And there's a body lying in the center.
Random body. Okay.
What do this body look like?
It looked like a man.
It looked like a man?
Yes. So it looks like just a regular human, covered in robes and laying face down.
Do they look like wizard's robes by chance?
Somewhat, yes.
Oh.
There's some weird jars around.
Glass from broken jars.
At this point, Yora pushes past you and goes to loot the body. She kind of rolls him over to look, and in doing so reveals a thing on the floor. It kind of looks like that white glowing thing that you found a few rooms back with the lines coming out of it. And as she rolls him off, she notices it's very bright. She reaches down and touches it and disappears.
Well, shit! Corpse disappear. How does this magic work? Magic's stupid. Oh, great. Now we're one person short in this stupid dungeon.
Well, huh. Yes, I shall go into the room and look at what check out Yora.
As you look down, you just see that little glowing spot.
Huh.
Unless I am mistaken, that was the shortest among us. Therefore, on average, the dungeon has gotten taller.
Okay. Yes. All right, Chakra Connell. That makes perfect logical sense.
Okay.
Well, I shall search the wizard and see what perhaps see if we can figure out who he was.
Sure. You look at him, you kind of brush the, cowl away from his head, but you don't recognize him. Just looks like a average wizardy guy. Had a couple of, skulls for like knee pads, leather boots, a dagger that's got a kind of a wavy blades just so it looks cool but has no practical purpose.
Does he look like he could have been from like the Wizard's Hall, or does he harken back from some other era?
He looks like he's probably from that Wizard's Hall.
Huh. Interesting how so many people seem to be beating us into these different places. All right. But he is not carrying any identification. Nothing like a little card with his picture on it or anything like that.
No, you don't find anything like that. You do find a small notebook eventually hidden in his scabbard.
Well, I shall take the notebook and see what it says.
All right. As you kind of flip through the pages, you note that it's a diary. Things like, I think the Turbo Wizard hates me. He's a total dick. You keep going along, and you see where he's sent on a mission. I entered the cavern, found a transportation crystal, and ended up in this room. And he's translated, and then the next page says translated writing, experiment center, high security, attempting entry. And that was the last thing you found.
Okay. I'm trying to think here. But there is nothing else in the room other than broken glass everywhere.
Correct.
But there is another door leading out, right? At least according to the map.
Yes, there is another door leading out, but as you look around the room, you notice that there is some kind of writings around the walls. You can see it from the center as you look outward. It wasn't particularly visible from the edges as you walked in.
I guess we shall do the I'll try and read the said writing first.
Right, it's hard for you to translate. It's that old script, but you mostly are reading about high security area. There's various warnings about experiments going on, danger, high voltage, dangerous animals, biological contagion possibility, all of these things. Enter at your own risk, and that's about it.
Well, that doesn't sound good at all. Is it possible that this is where Yora got sucked to?
I mean, anything's possible, but the likelihood of this being the place out of all the other places is completely unlikely.
I don't know. We should definitely try to help Yora.
Yes, I agree. Just she could literally be anywhere.
Well, I think probably the best thing for us to do would be to touch said light ourselves. And hopefully we can eventually run into her.
Right. So are you going and doing that?
Yes, I guess so.
All right. So you walk over and you put your finger to it and you disappear. So pause for a moment. What do the others do?
Takakano shrugs and just goes over and touches it.
Okay.
Alright, I guess we all get obliterated today because we still don't know what the heck this thing does. It's just everybody in my party's stupid, decides to touch random things. And as I'm muttering to myself, I'll also go and touch it.
Right. And as you disappear, where you are at currently, so Gago, you of course appear first, and it takes a little while. You're waiting a good 10 minutes before then Chaka Kano appears, and then another 10 minutes later, not Yora, Hen appears. And but from their perspective, it was a mere, say, 30 seconds between each one. So you notice that, time flows a little differently here. So you realize that it may have been quite a bit of waiting before Yora wandered off, maybe trying to find another way out.
We shall also investigate this room that we ended up in.
Well, it is about 50 feet square. There's a single door going out to the north on the north wall, all the way over in the west corner. Let me get to my notes real quick. It looks like a laboratory room almost. There are large canister-looking things in the corner that are big enough to even fit Chaka Kano in. They appear to be some kind of a clear crystalline structure with metal banding. There is a what looks almost like a large kiln in the kind of southeast corner, and a pile of what look like fuel canisters over in the southwest corner.
What is the state of the floor? Is it dusty? Do we see perhaps any footprints that might indicate where the Yora was here and where she left?
There's a small amount of dust, but you get the feeling that this area was very well sealed until recently. Like, there's almost like some fresh footprints that go out the door, but it's not like, a ton of detritus has built up. It's, like when a clean room gets abandoned, it doesn't just fill in with dirt. It takes a while.
Right. Okay. So canisters, fuel canisters. All right. I shall very carefully, looking and not touching, try to peer into some of these and see if I can see anything.
Yeah, you actually can see surprisingly well. There's a kind of an ambient light here that seems almost like all ambient, like a chemoluminescent ambiance that's just there, and it provides you plenty enough light to see in, and you see it is totally empty. There are impressions in the back, like there was a pad almost that someone could be in. but they are very empty.
Okay. Interesting. I shall study one of these things. Does it look like it can open?
Yeah, you run your kind of. I'm assuming you'd start touching them as you're studying.
Yeah, no.
No.
Not
Okay.
necessarily, not right away.
All right. Well, then, yeah, you look around and you see there's a what looks like kind of a round button down near the metal banding about midway.
All right. I shall step back and then use Mage Hand to push the button.
Sure. You push the button and it kind of rolls open, like the top almost like pipe in pipe. Just poofs open, and you can see there is clearly also another button on the inside.
I appreciate the machinations. Magical machinations.
I'm sensing, is there a but there, lass?
But also, we got teleported here without knowing, and I don't trust anything.
Aye, that's why we shall stay well back.
But I do like buttons.
Everybody, hold your breath. And then I will use Mage Hand to push the button on the inside.
You push the button on the inside, and it closes.
Ah. Okay.
You have to imagine, if Yora was able to get through here, she's probably just touching everything without even thinking about the potential consequences of her actions. So, I'm gonna assume, unless there's a dead Yora body somewhere, it's probably fine.
Pretty sound logic.
Yeah. I feel like if anyone in this party is just gonna open random doors without thinking about it, or Yora, evidently, or maybe Chaka Kano, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt there, Chaka Kano.
You have this one's thanks.
So you said there was some kind of a pad in the inside of this canister?
Yeah, just like a push button. Oh, a pad like a resting pad, like a cushion of a chair. No, not a pad like a dial pad, but a cushion pad. Like you could go in it and lay back.
Okay. Hen.
Ha!
I'm gonna do an experiment here. I'm gonna count on you to save me if something goes wrong.
Okay.
I'm going to climb into the canister, sit in the pad, and then close it. Give it till I count to 10, and then hit the button on the outside and open it back up again.
Sounds stupid, but okay.
I mean, other than that, we could use your homunculus. Well, we don't want to risk the homunculus.
Oh yeah, the homunculus is more inexpendable than you.
My life is worth so much less than an automaton.
Yeah, you know, something I can easily repair once we get the time and space again if it breaks, but... No, I'd rather not. Go ahead.
Okay. Dum-da-dum-da-dum. Alright, I shall open up the canister and climb in.
All right, you climb inside, and
Alright, good luck, good luck, dead guy.
So you push the button.
Aye.
All right, you do that, and it slides over you. You hear a hissing sound, and some of the.
I'm holding my breath.
You're holding your breath.
Aye.
All right. Okay, you're holding your breath. That's fine, but you still hear the sound, and then you hear a calm voice speak to you, and it's in a language that you don't quite understand. Like someone speaking Old Latin type of thing, and you can kind of make out the words. That it's a few numbers, like a countdown, and then at about 9 seconds, you hear a ding and a few words, one of which you can make out is clean or fresh, as it opens up, and you find yourself, looking at the others. You're just laying there.
Dead.
Okay. I look at. Do I feel any different, or do I look any different?
You feel like you've just gotten out of a bath and dried, and then put your armor back on, and you find that you're like fully refreshed. Like you just had a long rest. So you're at like full hit points, spell slots, all that.
Why do you smell like mint?
Hey, Hen! You should get in here and try this. This is awesome.
I'd like some context first before you tell me to get into the death tube.
I feel, all of my hit points are already back, but my spell slots have been, I feel all my spell slots again.
Okay. Hop in and be like, alright, if I die, I bequeath everything to Chaka Kano, I guess. I'll push the button.
Akakano gives you a salute.
All right, yeah, you pop in there and you go through the same process and come out, feeling refreshed.
Nice.
This be wonderful. What a joy.
Chakakano settles himself in there as well, but now it's more of a question of what's going to happen to all of his clothing.
So let's find out. So,
Yeah.
all right, you go in and you push the button, and let's see. You start to feel like where the squishy spots are. How can I put this? They're well dead. So I guess what happens is they all of the rot and stuff just ceases, and the material itself becomes rigid like leather. So you basically, while you yourself are rejuvenated, it is reduced to sterile clothing.
What happens to all the meat that he's been carrying around?
It becomes
I don't think
jerky.
that went. Yeah, I don't think that went in the thing with him. Like he's not going to take
No,
his
I
whole
think-
pack.
No, but the meaty things that he's stuck on his body have become basically jerky, or like sterilized leather.
Wait, so does that mean he's now wearing leather armor?
Basically.
Does that increase his AC at all?
Are you allowed to wear any armor?
I'm pretty sure. I need to actually double check.
I mean, standard leather armor is an AC of 11 plus Dex modifier.
I don't think that would really make a difference to him then.
I didn't think it would, because you're a strength-based character.
I mean, he does have some dexterity.
Yeah, but is your natural AC...
Higher than what leather armor can
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. it
So
doesn't
yeah,
make a
then... No.
Oh no.
I can
No,
see
he actually
Alex.
he's not allowed to wear any unarmored defense. Dex plus Constitution modifier.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if it's really truly armor. It's more just like a couple pieces. It's more like clothing.
All right, we'll count it as unarmored then.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It's like female fantasy armor, since it only covers like the breasts and groin. I don't think it counts as armor. It's just like clothing.
Yeah.
All right. This be awesome. So I guess next I shall investigate the fuel canisters. See what they look like.
All right, you go and check them out, and what do you do? Like, pick them up, stare at them?
Yes. At first, I'll just try to pick it up and see if there's actually anything in them.
They feel empty as you like kind of give them a shake. They look like they've been exhausted long ago.
Is there any kind of like a cap on them or anything like that?
No, they appear to be opened. Like someone had, opened, used them, and then just left them exposed.
Okay. All right. What else was in this room? Is that it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It looks like most other things that were here have been removed. There's some, like blown out holes in walls where stuff was mounted and then has been torn off, and just not much else to. Yeah, there's like that big kiln-looking thing.
Oh yes, the kiln-looking thing. Let us go investigate to that.
Sure, it just looks like kind of like a kiln. Like you could make a really hot fire in it. That's about it.
Right. Well, I guess if there's some monster that we can lure into here, we could bake them and have a really good time.
Yeah, I love frolicking to the
Piqued
smell of
Shaka-Kano's
burning
interest.
flesh.
See, Chaka Kano likes it.
Well, Chaka Kano also has a bag full of body parts.
Yeah,
But I think it would be interesting to see what kind of materials we could boil something organic down into. I'm in it for the curiosity.
All right. Okay.
Hearing you say that, Chaka Kano chucks like a leg into the machine to see what happens.
All right. Yeah. Well, you throw it in and it sits there. There's a series of buttons on a control pad to the right of it.
All right. What do the buttons look like? Or is there any writing underneath them?
It looks heavily worn, like a keyboard that's been used many times, and it's hard to tell what's what. There is one that with a symbol on it that you kind of recognize as flame.
I shall push that button. Well, first we close the kiln up, and then I push the button.
Sure. You push the button, and there's a very loud buzzing sound and a bright light. And after the light fades away, you can look through the little peephole, and you see that what you put in there has been reduced to just basically nothing. There's a tiny bit of ash.
I'm sorry,
That's not as interesting.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Chaka Kano.
You just see
Apparently,
his
this
eyes
not to
kind
be a
of
good
droop a
barbecue.
little. Like, oh.
Say what?
Can I
You see his eyes
investigate
kind
this?
of droop a little bit. Like, that was a good snack.
Not even burnt ends or nothing. Can I investigate the keyboard to see if I can deduce any other, like, mechanisms or uses for the different buttons?
Sure, go for it. Roll to investigate.
Oh, yeah. 26.
Yeah, you kind of look at it and you trace stuff out, and you examine things, and you're like, oh, there's like different buttons you could push. Like this one super freezes stuff instead of burns it. This other one just does a matter state change.
What be a matter state change there, lass?
You put in like a solid and it becomes a liquid, or you put in a liquid, it becomes a
Yeah.
gas. And
Yeah,
you push
that. Yeah.
yeah, depending if you push left side or right side.
Yeah.
That
What
sounds.
would happen if you put something organic in there and then press liquefy?
I'm assuming it would be very gross.
Yeah. But it's kind of interesting. I wonder how they made the machine work. Especially when turning things from solid to liquid to gas.
Did you explain which button does what?
I got them while I
yeah,
was
she's able to
doing
figure it
the
out.
rundown.
All
Yep.
right, hearing you say that would be interesting, Chaka Kano chucks in like an arm and pushes liquefy.
Yeah, there's a bright flash, and it's just kind of a thick mess of goo, kind of a non-Newtonian liquid, is now, oozing from the center where you'd placed that.
Interesting. Press the solidify. I'll press the solidify button.
Wait.
All right, there's
Takahana holds your hand before you can push it. Reaches in and gets a little goo on his finger to taste it.
It basically tastes like a protein shake.
It tastes like gravy.
Yeah.
After licking it, Chakakano just kind of looks at you and gives you a thumbs up.
I'm glad you're enjoying this. I'm gonna say, if you have any like mammal limbs in your sack there, Chakakano, we can press the super freeze button and make a popsicle.
You pique his interest. What is this father of sickles?
No, paw, as in like
Like frozen, like you can just carry it with you and then just kind of lick it.
No, I mean paw as in like animal foot paw. Popsicle. We can make a popsicle.
So you're saying this is a sickle of fathers made out of ice?
Like made out of a lot of different things, really, Chakakano, but most importantly is that
Yeah. I was just gonna say, think of the word paw, and then add like sickle to it. Like an icicle. So it's a paw sickle.
yeah. The basic rundown of a popsicle, Chakakano, is frozen treat on a stick that you can enjoy on like a hot summer day.
What's the temperature like currently where we're at?
It's moderate. It's like, well,
So-
where you're at underground, it's like, you're in a very comfortable room, maybe 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, so the Chakakano, that's nothing. So he's just very confused why he would want some sort of iced confection.
Maybe tell Chakakano it's 21 Celsius. I don't know.
He's from the desert. He likes heat. Like, none of these
That is
arguments make
true.
any sense to him. He's just getting more and more confused. So as you're trying to explain this, you just see it increasing, like, quizzical looks go across his face. Like, I don't understand any of this.
How about this? When we get back to the market, I'll see if anybody's selling some kind of iced confection. I can show you it, and we can experience it together.
Oh, this one is still confused, but accepts the invitation.
I'm curious. Now that we have a liquid arm in the machine,
Mhm.
and with a small chunk missing because Chakakano tasted some goop, I'm going to like press the solidify button and see what happens.
It kind of forms into a solid. It's a squishy solid. It's not a hard solid. It's kind of like Jell-O now that things have mixed together.
I mean, that would make sense. Bones and such make gelatin, all the collagen.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. That's not disgusting at all.
Chakakano is still intrigued and grabs a chunk to try. And gives you another thumbs up.
Well, I mean, who doesn't like meat flavored Jello?
I mean, people
I
in the
found a
60s
recipe.
I'll go for that shit.
There is a recipe. There is a recipe I found from the 50s for meat Jell-O.
Yeah, I was
There
saying,
is.
you forget the whole Jello craze period where it was Jello everything. Jello
Yep.
tuna. Jello meat floss.
I'm good. I don't need all my stuff to be gelatinous. I'm okay.
Well, you wouldn't... See, this is proof that the 50s were not always the better time period.
I think there's a lot of proof that the 50s weren't the better time period.
Yeah, but a lot
I'll
of
be
people
honest.
forget about that.
But all of that pales in comparison to their... Oh,
All right.
anyways.
This has all been very amusing, me compatriots, but one of our companions is missing. I suppose we should continue our quest to find her.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot. Okay, yeah, we should get
You know,
moving.
when you said me compatriots right there, I swear could have sworn you said meat compatriots.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about meat. Okay, all right, yes, I'll make a mental note of this room because I find this machine fascinating. But yes, we should move on.
Yes. Anytime that we get completely injured, we got to remember this room and those pods because that was very useful.
Yes, the pods were useful.
All right. Is there a door out of this place?
Yeah, the one to the north that I described when you first got here.
Well, a lot has happened since then.
We got distracted by different forms of meat.
I know, we've had a half hour just on this, the tubes and the meat. My God.
We were very fascinated by it.
Grabs a handful of meat jello to nibble on.
All right.
Who knows? Maybe some dungeon monster will be really intrigued by our concoction.
Go in there and start
God.
licking the meat jello off the floor. All right. Well, let us head out the north door.
All right. You go out that door and you find that it is a entrance to a hallway that stretches a couple hundred feet to the east of you. About 30 feet down, you see it turns to the north, and then way down, you see another, I don't know, maybe 80 feet down, and there's another turn to the north, and way down at about 120 feet, you can, at the edge of your vision, see it turns to the south.
Okay. So you said we got one passage going to the north at what? You said 30 feet?
Yeah, about 30 feet.
So 30, and then you said what, 80?
Yeah, about 80 and then 120.
And then 120 goes to the south. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Be there any dust or footprints in this hallway?
There's a lot of dust and stuff on the corners, but the middle looks surprisingly oddly well trodden here. Almost like other things have been moving around out in the hall.
Oh. That can't have any bad portents now, can it? So there's no way for us to tell which way Yora went.
It is difficult at this time unless one of you is a tracker and wants to make their attempts at it.
I mean,
Takakano, you are an accomplished hunter.
in the desert.
So what are you telling me? You cannot track Yora?
I mean, I can try.
All right, what are you going to try to do here?
That's the thing. He's a desert tracker.
Exactly.
Look for grains
you're
of
at
sand.
You're at disadvantage to begin with.
All right, so with a roll of 14, does he see any grains of sand?
No, you do not. You are very lost here. This is so out of your environment that you are just completely confused.
All right. Roll of 11. Are there any shifting of the dunes?
There has, you notice that the sand or the detritus on the sides has definitely shifted sometime in the past several weeks.
Aha. Those dunes over there. With a roll of 19, can we determine the direction?
There has been traffic both directions, though recently you believe it went to the east.
Right.
Which is the only place it can go.
So, Akakano conveys this to the party.
Thank you, Chakakano. Really appreciate that. at least you tried. And, unfortunately, tracking somebody is beyond my skill set as a sorcerer. What about you, Hen?
I'm not even gonna try.
Ah. All right.
I know how
just
to
go to the
fight.
east.
Some magic and tinkering. I know nothing about these natural things. No thanks.
All right. Well, how far shall we go east? Shall we go east 30 feet and then turn north? Shall we go east 80 feet and then turn north? Or shall we go east 120 feet and then turn south?
Takakano
What do we
just kind
think
of looks
Yora
at
would
you
do?
and drugs.
For
That Yora would do drugs? What? I missed
No,
that.
Takakano just looks at him and just shrugs. It's like,
Oh,
"Uh."
shrugs.
What's the first door we'd come to?
The 30-foot
Well,
one north.
Yeah, about 30 feet down, you actually, as you turn and look to the north, you see it's an archway that opens up to a very long room, something like maybe 100 feet east-west. You're, roughly in the center of it, and you see that this is just a large open space that leads to a door on either side of the north wall.
So one in the northwest corner, one in the northeast corner.
Yes.
Okay. What does the floor look like in this room?
It's the same as everywhere else. It looks like there's been some traffic that has gone to each doorway. Nothing, particularly tells you if it's old or recent, but it, for the majority, seems just untouched. There's like some old equipment that's just kind of been like some broken tables and stuff around the perimeter that look like they haven't been touched in years.
Okay. No chests of any kind?
No, nothing at all.
All right. Well, leave this one alone for a minute and then go further down the hallway to the next north passageway. It's about 80
Sure.
feet.
Yeah, you see this one goes up about 40 feet and then turns to the east.
Okay. Again, I'm going to ask about the floor. Is it the same?
Yeah, the hallway? Yeah, it looks... no, this hallway looks completely untrodden. Like there's, just debris that is untouched here.
Ah, so no footprints or anything then, huh?
Nope.
Okay. Do not think Yora went this way then. Then let us go all the way down and look south.
Right? You do that, and you see this southerly route is also incredibly long, some 100 feet, and it looks like the hall you've been walking down, well trodden, and at that end of 100 feet, it turns to the west.
Right. Hey, to me, hearties, this is our choice. We can either go back and explore that first room, or we can continue down this hallway. Either one seems equally likely as to which way Yora went.
You might as well do the room first. And
Okay.
then continue down.
All right. We shall turn back and then explore the room, the first room, the big room.
Sure. You walk in, and it's, as I described it, there's, it's mostly broken down, nothing particularly enticing.
Okay. To the northwest door and investigate the northwest door.
Sure.
I will check it for
go ahead.
booby traps.
Sure. Roll to investigate.
That'd be an 18.
You look it over and you say, this door is locked, but there are no traps here.
Well, it's locked, which means Yora was probably not through here.
That is true. Unless the door locked behind her somehow.
I mean, that is also possible. Hen, would you be so kind as to try and unlock this door?
I can try, and if that doesn't work, then, good old explosions never fail.
Aye.
So I'll roll like a, sleight of hand?
Yes.
Like it landed right on a crack. There we go. 21.
Oh yeah, you pop it right open. You're like, this is a super easy lock. There's not really anything to it.
Yeah, I kind of wish I failed, though. Explosions are way more cool to watch.
I sense explosions in your future, lass.
Nice. All right. Well, opening the door, you reveal a round room, some 60 feet in diameter. There's a walkway around the outside, and in the center is a sloped pit lined with iron spikes.
Ah. Okay, so if we step into the room, are we immediately sloping down into the spikes?
No. There's a walkway around the outside.
Okay.
It's a good sized walkway. Maybe it's, I don't know, 8 feet or so.
Okay, and
Maybe
it
a
completely
good-
encircles the room?
Yes, and you can see there is a door on the north side, far north side, heading north.
Okay. Is there anything about the floor of the walkway that stands out?
Not really. It seems like a pretty standard walkway. Looks like it has been walked upon regularly.
Okay.
Like materials have been pushed to the side. There's the detritus to either side of a path that someone or something has, been through many times.
Well then... Shall we continue on, or shall we look and see what the northeast door has to offer first?
I guess we can, scope out the last door and then figure out which one's most likely the Yora would have chosen.
Alright. I shall go back and investigate the northeast door, checking it for booby traps and such.
Sure. Go ahead.
That'd be a 10.
You're like, I think this door's fine, guys. It's probably just stuck.
So it does not... let me step back and try to open it with Mage Hand.
Sure. How much force can Mage Hand generate?
Not much, like 5 pounds or something.
Okay. You kind of push into it with your Mage Hand, and it creaks and moves a little, but it's stuck.
Okay.
I mean, if it seems safe, we can just barge into it. But
Chaka Kano, you be the strongest one of the party. Would you like to try to open the door for us?
Akagano looks at the door and then just thinks, to the group, wisdom dictates that if this was trapped, it would have hit Yora before we get here. Therefore, we can solve 2 problems within once. If door opens and trapped, no Yora. If door no trapped, maybe Yora. He goes up and kicks the door.
It being that it was just stuck, and I know how strong Chakakano is, you kick the door open, revealing another round room beyond. This one almost identical to the previous, but its exit door is on the east wall. And you see some movement down in the pit.
movement.
Ah. Can we see what kind of movement it is?
Yes, you see 2 large creatures, each with a kind of a spiked mace and a sword sticking out of its chest. Its skin appears gray and almost semi-rotten. They shamble around in a circle, and when they see you up top, kind of raise their weapons, almost like they want to try to hit you, but they're in the pit, so they can't reach.
Odd to just have here. There's gotta be somebody maintaining them.
If they be zombies, possibly not.
But why are they here? Why was there a pit here?
I know not, there, lass.
So there's probably some sort of creative mind behind it all. But regardless. So is there no other way around the pit, or is there a way around the pit?
Yeah, there's a walkway.
Okay.
Can these creatures at any point in time actually reach the walkway?
No, the iron spikes and stuff keep them from being able to climb.
Ah,
And there were iron spikes in the other room with a similar walkway situation.
I
wonder if there's some sort of, like, execution chambers. Like, death by spike, death by ripped apart by giant zombies.
know not.
Just
Putting it out there.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird that there's, like, these kind of similar rooms that seem to have kind of similar purposes that are deadly unless done properly. It seems you can easily force someone into an execution-style sentence.
Meanwhile, this whole
But I
time,
digress.
Shagakano's just trying to figure out why it only just dawned on him that, of course, this place is man-made. I mean, do you think it's a natural facility? Like, nature just carved up a research facility, natural writing. But it took a pit with zombies in order to make the connection. Oh, this place might intentionally be designed.
I meant more so that the people who put the zombies here might still be around. They might still be running things behind the scenes somewhere.
That is a fascinating philosophical question there, lass. But it goes, which direction do we think Yora went? We have not eliminated any of them.
True.
Unless we've eliminated both of these. Because one was stuck. If Yora had gone through here, chances are it would not have been stuck.
And the other was locked.
Unless she stuck it.
Do you really think she would have closed the door behind her with two big zombie ogres?
How smart do we think Yora is?
That's the question. What would Yora do, and would it be the smart thing to do?
There's the name of the episode. What would Yora do?
But anyways, so I mean, if we're eliminating the two that were harder to get into, then
I know not. I don't know if we've I eliminated either one of them yet. Tell you what, let's just go back to the first round room and go through the north door and see where that leads us.
that sounds like a good idea.
We will wave
Okay,
bye-bye
but-
to the ogres.
They kind of.
That was nice of him. At least grunt in response.
Sure. So you go back around to the other room and go out the north door?
Aye.
Okay. The north door there... Let me see, hold on. Where's it at? There it is. Yeah, you find that it was kind of open as you get there, so you just push it the rest of the way. It leads to a long walkway heading to the east, and there is a... Get to the right note. There is a very nice, looks like well-maintained wooden doorway. Looks almost identical to the one you saw on the east wall in that other room.
Okay. I shall investigate that one for booby traps as well.
Sure.
That'd be an 8.
You don't... Yeah, you don't find anything. There's no booby traps.
I don't trust myself. I shall use Mage Hand to open the door.
Alright, you use your mage hand to start pushing the door, and as you do, you hear a booming voice from the room beyond. It sounds almost like a big, sloppy language.
Didn't get any of that.
Did any of
Oh,
us
dang it.
understand any of it?
I was worried it just didn't translate, or didn't get picked up by the microphone. But no, none of you have the language that it would translate.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say it sounded like a bunch of glottal throat stoppages.
Yeah,
Oh, good, it came through.
that's the sloppy language for you.
All right. Did it sound menacing at all, or?
I mean, I would say it sounds like an English speaker hearing German.
Okay.
So
Tell us
menacing,
much.
incredibly menacing.
Well, we can
This
choose
is coming
to
from a guy who's
charge
met a
him.
lot of Germans.
They are a menacing folk.
Not anymore, they're not.
Yeah, that's why we have a revival in the U.S. Oh.
Oh.
Anyway, so you're
Unlike
standing
every-
just back. The door that you began to open, and you heard that. Now the voice has stopped.
All right. I shall continue to use Mage Hand to try to open the door the rest of the way.
Right, you push it open, and you reveal beyond a rather a large room. You can kind of look in and see it's a good like 50 by 50, and you are met with a kind of stunned look of a half dozen shocked fish people staring at you, one at the face at the front holding a kind of a golden staff and looking particularly confused.
Ah,
Takakano just sighs and slides Hen a gold coin, and just blinks it and says, "Fine, you were right."
oh, because of the people running the
Mm-hmm.
running the place.
It not being abandoned.
Well, yeah. Thank you.
I shall try calling out to them in common and say, "Hey there! Don't mind us. We are looking for a friend of ours. Rather short, has a beard, a thing of hair hanging down from her chin. Has she been by this way?"
You look, they all kind of blink. They look incredibly confused. Then the one with the staff kind of points at you and does a and points, and they all start running towards the door.
I close the door.
Yeah, what are they
Alright.
gonna do about that?
Well, they all right. You pull the door closed, and you hear like hands grab it and begin to pull. Are you going to resist and try to hold it shut?
Maybe they just really needed to go to the bathroom all at once.
I doubt that.
I know.
Hen, can you set a booby trap full of explosive powder while we hold this door closed?
I don't see why not.
Okay, I need you to do a strength check.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh,
So hold the door.
Can I ask
Well,
Chaka Connor to give me a help?
Yeah, Chaka
Because
Connor goes
I
and
am not
assists.
strong. Because I am not strong at all. All right. Let's just see what we
That's-
have here.
Takakano, hold door.
Yeah, I rolled a 19 minus 1 is an 18.
All right,
And
you're
I
doing
guess-
great. You're really holding it.
Chaka
And
Kano
Chaka Kano?
joins in. That's a dirty 20. Plus, he takes his great axe and just kind of wedges it into the door to assist with keeping it closed.
All right, you guys have it, and they are like, pounding and pulling and doing everything they can. They're trying to get it to come open, So, all right, go ahead with what you were gonna do, Hen.
Gunpowder.
All right. Well, yes, black powder. I can either do a pressure system or a tripwire system. What would we prefer?
Tripwire, so when they open the door, it goes boom.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna rig a tripwire type system with like a gunpowder canister that will spark as soon as the tripwire gets pulled and cause a big boom.
Alrighty.
Sleight of hand or
Yeah, I'm not sure what to roll for that, but that sounds great.
that's 18. Well,
Oh,
with
you're-
tools makes it 21.
Oh god, yes, you're very successful at setting that.
All right, and I'll just give you guys the go ahead to run. Like,
Actually, you should. Well, it's a tripwire, right? So it should go
Is
off
there any
automatically.
rhythm to
As
their
soon as
attempts
they-
to break down the door?
Say what?
Is there any rhythm to their attempt to break down the door? Like, are they trying to batter it?
No, they're just kind of. They don't seem that organized.
I could do a delayed locking mechanism too, I guess.
Yeah, let's do that.
Alright.
So it gives us a couple seconds to get
Exactly.
down the hallway
I'll try to,
before
like,
it blows
do
up.
You jam the door shut so that they buys Chakakano and Gago a little bit of time.
Alright, so go ahead and set that up.
Another sleight of hand.
Sure. That seems to be, I think, the best thing we can do for this.
15 on its own, 18 with the tool
Tools.
proficiency.
Nice. Yeah, you set it up.
All right. I'm
Right.
gonna run to the other side of the room, and then
Yeah.
I'm gonna count you guys down for when you both run.
Okay. All right, Chakra Kano. When she says run, we run back the way we came.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Run for your hell!
And we run our full
Dash action.
dash
Awesome.
action.
You dash action, which gets you all the way down the hall. You make that turn around the corner before the delayed locking mechanism releases, and they fall through the door at first, and then get themselves up, and then as a crowd begin running down the hall. Explain your trip mechanism and what it does here.
So I'm assuming as they hold the door open, the tripwire pulls a sparking mechanism that ignites the large clump of gunpowder that I have laid.
All right. So it explodes, sending a fireball each direction down the hall and out into the room, doing how much damage?
Stats on Chakakano's axe.
Oh, okay.
It's 4d6, I think. Let me have to look it
Alright.
up really quick.
I would say it's about twice, or at least 2 charges worth,
Chakakano's
so
Go
8d6.
Boom Axe.
All right, I'm good with that.
Yeah, 4d6.
Yeah.
Alright, so
I'm
this
gonna
is
say there's at least 2
8d6.
charges worth of gunpowder, so we'll do 8d6.
Nice.
That to be a big boom.
Do you want me to roll it? Do you want to roll it?
I think she's.
I got it.
You got it? Sweet.
30.
30? All right, so everyone that went flooding into the hallway explodes. You smell basically the scent of roasted fish wafting down the hall following the boom.
Does that make Chakra Kano hungry?
Naturally. What kind of question is that?
This is what's the name of that anime show where they kill monsters and then cook them?
Delicious in Dungeon.
Yeah, this is turning into one of those episodes.
Love that show. That show's so funny.
Well, yeah, you guys are down around the corner, and basically you hear no movement in the hallway.
All right, I peek me head around the corner and see what everything looks like.
There's a pile of bodies. You can see, a half dozen of them laying in the hall there. There's one guy at the very end, just inside the room still. Looks like he's not quite dead. He's trying to right himself get back up with his staff and having a hard time.
See, a little bit of time, scrap, and a butt ton of gunpowder gets you.
Aye, lass.
Big pile of corpses in quick succession.
Black powder go boom. And there's another t-shirt. All right.
So, does someone want to finish off staff guy here? Or would we rather try to intimidate and question him more about Yora?
We should intimidate and question him. Potentially. Alright, let us go back to the room. Can your homunculus, like, give him a little bit of a sting or something to kind of relax him? Put him to sleep?
Not unless I have a sleeping potion or something.
Okay, alright. Then never mind.
There has to be a purpose for everything. It doesn't just do stuff it wants to do.
I gotcha, lass. I gotcha. I'm just, anyone that has a staff, that's someone to be cautious of.
And then take the staff away.
Akakano kind of goes out and says, I have been studying Yora's actions. I believe I can cast this spell called Sleep.
Can you?
Akakano goes up and punches the fish in the head for a non-lethal attack.
Okay. All right, I'll give you that. He's a little confused and not sure what's going on. So yeah, you just like dash in there and hit him. How much damage do you cause?
It's non-lethal, so just trying to be gentle. For 8 bludgeoning.
All right. It does not knock him out. It just hurts him and knocks him back. And
Punch
he. Okay.
Got 2 attacks.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That's 9 bludgeoning.
All right. Yeah, you basically smash his face in. He's not. Again, he's not dead or unconscious. He's actually decently tough. He's just
punch.
very hurt.
Another 8 damage.
All right. Yeah, he stumbles backwards. Let me do a Constitution check on him just to see how he's doing. Yeah, he's all right. He's got a good constitution. He's just very, very injured, and he's freaking out.
Just as a communication thing, I just wanted him, Akakano, to get in his face and hiss out, "Sleep."
Yeah,
I can't really do much communication, but that's simple enough for him to communicate.
Okay. All right, he's in a panic mode. He grabs his staff, and he's freaked out. He's shaking. He holds it up, and let's see, what can we do here? He holds it up. There's a flash from the end of it as he moves backwards, trying to get away from you. Stumbling, and as that flash occurs, what looks like a bunch of little fiendish demon forms, like ghostly forms, pop out from it and start dancing around him. And Chakakano, I need you to do a wisdom saving throw.
Great.
Actually, he has a +1 to wisdom, so that's a 16.
Nice.
He's not the smartest insect, but he has been around the world a bit.
It's a 16. Okay, on a failed save. No, you successfully saved. All right. On a successful save. All right. Sorry, I needed to read this whole thing. He's in like a panic mode right now. So you still take 7 necrotic damage. Oh no, sorry, radiant, because you're like good or neutral, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, if you are you, no, I read this wrong. The guy, it's the caster, not the target.
It's not,
The-
you're generally not dependent on the target.
Yeah, so the caster in this kid's situation. So you take the necrotic damage.
He's evil. Evil.
Does everyone just want to hold back and let Chaka Kano finish what he started?
You've used up your actions.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to skip your turn, just like kick back and watch.
No, you just got damaged. I don't think I want to just kick back here.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
that other guy brought a staff to a fist fight. That's not cool.
You're right. Yes. Absolutely. All right. Well, I see that me dear friend Chaka Kano has gotten damaged, so I shall cast Firebolt at this fish fiend.
All right.
All right. That'd be a nat 20.
Oh God. All right.
All right. Spinning again. That'd be a 17 plus me casting bonus.
You blasted him. I mean, you cast that. He's dead.
All Chaka
Don't worry
Kano's
about it.
going to sleep was for nothing. Good job, Gago.
Yeah, you're just like, you told him to sleep, and then from behind, Chaka Kano says sleep, and he didn't sleep, so from behind you just fire a firebolt, and it like blasts him in the eye and burns out his brain. And you're like, well, sleeping now.
Chaka Kano just looks at his hands and says, thinks out loud, I guess it would be like, this one must study more the ways of this magic. My sleep spell was countered.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
so he
goodness.
just kind of tips over backwards, very much cooked from the inside and deceased.
Okay. So, all these fish corpses that we are surrounded by, does the meat look like it's white meat or dark meat?
White.
So I find one particularly cooked part, and I hack off a little bit, and I
Okay.
give it a little nibble.
It doesn't taste great,
Oh,
but I mean, it's
You almost see a
bottom
tear
feed.
fall from Chaka Kano's eye. Like, the fledgling
Yeah.
is learning.
I kind of spit it out. I'm like, kind of hoping for, a halibut to taste or cod. This not be pleasant at all.
Chaka Kano offers you some meat jelly from earlier.
No, thanks, Chaka Kano. I hack off a cooked arm and hand it to Chaka Kano. Here you go, Chaka Kano.
But one should eat the bounty of their kill.
This particular bounty does not taste that good to me senses, so... But here, to replace the arm that you lost in that machine back yonder.
Consider it. Chaka Kano takes a bite. Says, this one understands why you did not like. Too cooked. Try fresh.
So does he hack off the the arm of the being we just killed then that wasn't cooked?
Naturally. What do you think he is? A wasteful person? Creature? Bug?
Does he take a bite? What does this one taste like?
Sashimi?
More like Yeah, I was gonna say sashimi.
Sashimi's not bad. Oh
See?
my God.
Here you are complaining about cannibalism, but not even thinking about how tasty it could be.
And it's just wondering what fresh hell she's wandered into.
No, it's not fresh.
Yeah, it's definitely not fresh.
There's
The
nothing
sashimi
new
is.
about this hell.
All right. I shall, after I hand the arm off to Chaka Kano, I shall take a look at this fish wizard's staff.
Sure. I mean, it looks like a pretty standard, like, it's very short magical staff. This guy is not tall. He's, smaller than, I think canonically, I think these guys are like 2 feet tall or something, maybe 2.5 feet tall.
Oh.
Yeah, they're very small. So the staff is only like, about 2.5 feet. And to you, it's just like kind of holding a small stick you'd find in the woods. And the head of it is basically a stuffed bird with some kind of like very tiny jewels, like buttons for eyes.
I shall do an Arcana check on it.
Yeah, I have to give him credit. He's pretty dang durable for a little guy. He took like 20-some bludgeoning to the head.
Yes.
Let's see here.
Why can't our wizards be so durable?
Just a sorcerer.
I'll look
Okay,
them up.
spellcasters.
I'm curious what the actual canonical height is. Oh, okay. So actually, according to the book, the tallest ones are 5 feet tall. So they're taller than I thought.
Ah.
So I thought these were like little hobbit-sized guys. So no, I guess the staff is a standard size for you, so you can pick it up.
Okay. I did a 14. Got a 14 on the Arcana check.
Okay. You find that it's not particularly magical. It's like the magic probably came from the guy, and he just had the staff as like a showpiece.
Ah, okay. In that case, I shall drop the staff. I do not need a non-magical staff. Right. So, chances are good that Yora never came through this way, but might as well continue on our way. Is there another door out to this room?
There's one on the west wall down at the south side.
Okay. All right. I shall investigate to that door looking for traps.
Sure.
All right, investigation. Oh, that'd be an 18.
Looks clear. No traps here.
All right, I shall attempt to open the door.
All right. You push the door open, and you find yourself in the round room with the zombie creatures.
Look at that! We have come full circle.
That's handy.
Hi. Oh, I have an idea. Hey, Chaka Kano. Shall we take this dead fish person and toss them to the zombie creatures? Maybe they're hungry.
Just shrugs and goes, grabs the body and chucks it in.
What happens when the body slides down the slope and into the pit?
It slumps on the ground, and they just kind of look at it. Then they look back up at you.
Okay. They're not hungry then, apparently.
Well, I mean, and look at all the zombie movies. They don't rise from the dead and go raid the refrigerator.
They want live meat.
It's freshly dead. The brain is still good. It hasn't begun to deteriorate yet.
Maybe they're picky zombies.
Apparently. Maybe they don't like fish heads.
Ungrateful is what they are.
That's right. They're so ungrateful. All right. Well, I still feel like I don't really care to be in this room with the big zombie giants, so I will go back down the hallway, lounge room, and then back into the room and head on our way.
Okay, so you basically went all the way back to that entrance hall, and you're heading east.
Correct.
All right, gotcha. Okay,
Alright.
you walk down there, and you're heading to the east. Are you gonna take that north turn or go to the south?
Since there are no footprints because that north hallway is dusty, right?
Yes.
Since there are no footprints in that north hallway, I will assume that Yora did not go that way. Unless she turned into something and flew. So, south
Probably
it is.
unlikely. Right on. I was gonna say very
last
unlikely.
session she
given
did turn
her-
into an eagle. So it's not entirely out of the question.
It is not.
True. It was just for a short span, though.
I don't think she would waste
Wild shape does not leave footprints on the floor.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That makes sense.
Unless you wanted to explore more.
Who knows? I think we should go south.
All right. As you walk south, you notice that there's strange carvings into the walls here. It looks like just endless labyrinth-style spirals. One then the next, then the next. Beginning and ending. They all look to be, different, hand-carved, not machine-made or stamped. Like someone went crazy and just walked the hall from about 20 feet down on one end to about 20 feet from the other end. And you continue to move down until you hit this dead end, and then it turns to the east. You can see far down in your vision that it goes to an some end, maybe, I don't know, it's beyond, I don't remember how far you can see. Let's call it like 150 feet down. You can see the end of this super long hallway, and there's something down there that you can just barely make out in the shadows. It's not moving, there's just something there. But about 20 feet or so, there is a pathway that goes to the south.
So you say this hallway turns to the east? Because I thought you said originally it turned to the west.
No, sorry, it goes to the west, yes. That's what I meant to say. Goes to the west, like 150 feet down, and then like 20 feet or so, there's one to the south.
One to the south. Got it. But you said we can barely see something all the way at the end of the hallway?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, let us check the thing going south 20 feet down first. Make sure there's nothing that can sneak up behind us.
Yeah, it just kind of goes down about another 20 feet and then turns to the west, where there is a this looks like a very simple wooden door stuck about 3 or 4 inches open.
Arties, do we want to see what this is like first?
I don't see why not. It seems like we're just kind of going room by room by room anyways.
Yes. Methodical is key here. Alright, I shall use Mage Hand to push the door open further.
Sure. You do, and there's a long, very long room similar to that one that led to the other, circular rooms. However, the south side of this wall has been severely damaged and is collapsed. Where the analogous doors would be to that other room that went north, where these would be on the south, is just absolutely filled with collapsed debris. And there's, in graffiti letters written across that north wall, that old language that you can just barely make out.
What does it seem to say?
You have some trouble reading it. You can make out something that roughly translates to "the last wards have fallen."
Oh, that's not ominous at all. Okay. But in this collapse, is it basically completely collapsed? Like does not seem like there's any way in the south there, to the south?
Yes, it is like full collapse. Like someone intentionally, brought the whole roof down, and you would take a dwarven mining team to get through it.
Okay, so Yora did not go this way. All right, and that is so. This room has no other exits then.
No.
Perfect. Then we shall turn around and go back, and then head down the hallway to the east.
All right. You continue your path to the east, and as you do, what you saw in front of you begins to come clear. At the end of the hall is a T-junction, and at that T-junction there are a couple of skeletons hanging from chains and manacles against the wall, the far wall.
Ah. Okay. I go down and I study the skeletons. Oh, what do they appear to be of?
To roll a nature check. Give you what you recognize.
Me rolled a nat 1.
You can't tell. You're like, I never was that good at anatomy of different species. Like, I know they're not tieflings.
Okay. Does anybody else care to hazard a guess as to what these creatures, these poor creatures, might have been?
Akano got 8. He's not very good with things outside the desert.
Well, Takano says, 2 legs. Maybe like you?
Hen gets a 17.
You just are like, God, you guys are idiots. They're obviously humanoid. There's nothing weird about them. They're probably just a couple of regular people, maybe elves. The ear cartilage goes away, but they're definitely people from the surface. They're not, from down here.
Okay.
Oh, they're not fish.
They're not fish. All right, so this T-junction just goes north and south then, huh?
It does.
All right. I studied the floors going each direction. What information can I glean from that?
So this is where there seems to be more traffic going to the north and a little bit of traffic going to the south. You can see that down the south a ways it turns to the west, and there's a doorway like down another 20 feet. But to the north of you, as you look down, it goes up about 30 feet or so, and then there's a very ornate, very solid looking doorway.
Well, I'm guessing Yora would actually head towards the richer looking door.
Probably.
So I guess we shall go north.
All right. You go to the north, and you're face to face with this. This is super fancy. It looks like it used to have some kind of lock that you could push buttons on, but it looks broken. Like there's claw marks where it's been ripped off. There's some kind of like newer thing that's been attached to it, almost like a flip latch. But it's definitely been maintained. Like it's not something that's just been left to the ages.
I shall investigate the door for booby traps.
Sure.
That'd be a 12.
You look it over and you don't find anything. Just a simple basic latching mechanism, just obviously to keep it closed since they broke the original lock off.
I shall use Mage Hand to unlatch the door.
Sure. You unlatch the door and it kind of almost springs open on its own. There's a bit of air that kind of pushes out from the inside.
Okay. I shall push the door open further and peek into the room.
Inside, you find a huge cavern. It is like 60 feet north-south and extends to the west from here, from this doorway, some like maybe 120 feet. It is massive, high dome ceiling. There is a like tiered walkway with a pool of water in the bottom, like a full swimming pool. But there's huge steps, like how they do for where do they do that? Like at SeaWorld or whatever. There's that area where the water can splash up. You can walk down and it's shallow. But then there's the dry area around the top. And in the that shallow area, you see Yora bent over, looking away from you. It looks like she's working on something.
Ah, okay. We call out, Yora! What be ye doing down there, lass?
She pops her head up and turns, and the first thing you notice is like there's something about her eyes, like yellow and a star pattern, and she kind of cocks her head and says, "Welcome. Please join us."
Yeah. How about this one, Chief?
Hey, Yora! Back where we came from, there's a whole bunch of dead bodies. Do you want to come loot them?
I have no need for loot any longer.
Alright, this Yora's in trouble. Very much so. This is not the Nora we knew of old.
No, I don't think so.
Let's see. This be a problem we are not well equipped to solve. We're much better at breaking things. Hold on a sec. Let me think here. I'm not getting anywhere near Yora right now. Let's see. I'm charmed. Okay, that's not gonna work. All right. Does anybody have any ideas?
I can try and tempt her with a fish hand.
Sure, Chakakano, you do that.
And you said ideas, and say they were good ideas.
Well, if she doesn't have any need of loot, I don't know if she'd have any need of a fish hand, but yeah, she might be a bit peckish.
Chakakano kind of goes to the edge and tries gesturing with one of the fish hands. Like, come on, come on.
She just does not move, stares at you. It's like, you may give your treat to the master.
Yora, where be this master of yours?
Step in. He will be here in a moment.
No, I'm not stepping in. Is he in the water, or is he somewhere else?
Well, Chakakano's in, at least, shaking the treat, right?
Well, not really that close. It's trying to lure her out
Yeah, but
And
you
after the
guys, you
failed
had to have
attempt-
gone.
into the room. Yeah.
Yeah.
But after it failed, he just kind of lightly chucks it to hit her in the face with it, and then backs away.
Hell. All right.
Sure.
Yeah. So you do that, and she just continues staring. It just kind of slaps her and falls to the ground.
Hen, do you think your homunculus can deliver a healing potion to Yora and see if that might just snap her out?
We can try. I have a feeling we're gonna have to kill whoever this master is.
Yes, that is my thought as well. But, you know.
I could sure try. She's probably still hurting because she wasn't around. So yeah, I guess I'll fly over with my homunculus, and I believe it should have a health potion on it right now.
Well, she was there for the health cannon.
Oh, that's true. Anyways. What do you want me to do then? Still a health potion? or-
Yeah. See if that'll snap her out of it. Probably won't. She's probably charmed, but...
Okay. I'll have it. And the homunculus servant has an IV drip type system with a health potion connected to the stinger, so it's just gonna go over there and stab her. And prick her a bit.
All right. But it's just if it's a potion, don't you need to get it into her mouth? Just like squirt it into her mouth.
We discussed this about the mechanics of the homunculus.
Yeah.
Okay, so it flies over and squirts it in her mouth.
Well,
She
that's
begins to choke.
This doesn't work. We need to find somewhere that specifies in specializes in injections.
She's
Yeah.
choking, but she's choking on a health potion. Therefore, it negates the choking.
Yeah. Ooh,
It's a perpetual cycle.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Anyway, she chokes a bit.
Make sure to get injecting potions, alright?
She chokes a bit, and but it doesn't seem to have any effect.
Alright. Chakakano, is your axe loaded up?
Yes.
Okay.
He hands it over to you to verify.
If anything is not refilled, I'll refill it really quick. And then I think we just have to fight. So,
Fight who, though?
the master, and she said he'll be here soon, so. I know you don't like falling into other people's traps, but if he's gonna be here soon anyways, we just get ready to fight now.
Alright.
I'll start making bombs.
Good idea.
You just
Alright.
Step in and get a cannon ready.
Well, I guess I shall... I shall prepare myself, and I will cast Mage Armor on me.
Okay.
So instead of 11, my armor class will now be 14 for the duration.
Nice. All right. So you get the little twinkle over you, and you step inside. All right.
Yeah, touch a willing creature who isn't wearing armor, and a protective magical force surrounds it until the spell ends.
No, I mean like because you guys are like squaring up, you're casting the thing. Hen's doing the tinkering. All
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright, I suppose I should roll to make sure that I don't nat 1 it. I did not nat 1 it. That's an 18 to cast. So I now have Mage Armor.
Nice. All right. Well, how about this? Go ahead and step inside. We'll just say everyone like comes in, and Yora is like, "Excellent, praise him." And she turns
No.
around and says, "Praise him" again, as she falls to her knees and from the water rises a kind of an octopus-looking creature with a large tooth mouth and 3 eyes in a vertical row up its head as its tentacles slap to the side, and it crawls up into the shallows looking at you.
Nice, wonderful targets.
Yes, and we'll have everyone roll initiative.
Takakano just licks his mandibles, remembering the bob that he made before.
Hen gets a dirty 20.
18.
Gargo gets a 12 because he sucks.
Okay. Let me order this out real quick. Boom. All right, which means, Hen, you're leading us out.
Alright, how far away is this thing from us?
Well, you just walked into the room, so we'll say with it crawling itself up 20 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna step to the front of the party and cast Tasha's Caustic Brew.
Awesome.
And I'm gonna add Flash of Genius on that. Because I rolled I still don't think it's gonna hit. It's a 13 total.
Does not hit.
Great. Love wasting spell slots. And I guess as a bonus action, I can still use my Homunculus Servant.
Yep.
I forget. I basically have 2 turns now. It's great.
You do.
Yeah, the Homunculus is just gonna cast Firebolt.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah, that went a lot better. That's like a 20-something to cast.
Yeah, that
20,
definitely that hits.
Yeah. Let's see. That should be 2d10. So, I swear the d10s are the hardest to pick out. 12 fire damage.
Nice. Yeah, you blast it right in the side. It takes it directly. Let's go to Chakakano.
Well, he can't really do too. If he enrages too close to the group, he's going to hurt everybody. So Chakakano runs in and goes for the eyes. Right before he attacks, like gets right in front, he enrages. So that's 3 fire damage to everything in 10-foot radius.
For the purposes of this, we'll just say that's you.
Even when he's right next to
Like
the...
No,
octopus?
and the creature. Yeah, you and the creature. I'm saying
Okay.
not any of the other players. You got far enough from everyone.
Alright. So... Sure, because I forgot to add in the magic to that. So that's a 26 to hit.
Jeez. Yeah, that hits.
And his second attack... Oh, it's only a 15 to hit.
Does not hit.
I thought. Oh, and his third one. Jeez. Is only 17 to hit.
You go to hit and you, like, skitter down its side. Like, it didn't quite...
Alright.
Like, you ran into it and barely missed.
So he just did... 17 slashing with his fine Go Kaboom Axe.
Not bad, though. You hit, and it whips around its tentacle back at you and attempts to strike you. Ooh, we're not going to start with that. Throwing away, I'm sorry, I wasn't going to have the first roll be an at 20, so I'm throwing that one out. Because that's just ridiculous.
Appreciate.
Yeah, instead, it's going to be a 15 to hit.
That hits.
Alright, and he does 11 bludgeoning damage as this tentacle slaps into you. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw real quick.
Ready? Oh, wrong side. That's a 14.
All right. There's a bunch of goo stuck to you. You're just kind of like, ew. But anyway, so we go to. So then his next tentacle whips out, and let's see. Let's say it'll. I think B-Boy is close enough. We have a tentacle whip at him. The tentacle whips
Who's
at the
B-Boy?
homunculus. The
Oh, the
homunculus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just wrote B-Boy down because I forgot what we called it the other day.
I don't think we didn't name it yet, did we?
No, we just came up with a bunch of different stupid names. But still, it's a 21 to hit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that hits. Yes.
Roll. That does a whole 6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, that's good.
Yep. But then the target is not a creature. And the last thing it will do, let's see, who is close enough? Yeah, Gago's probably close enough. Let's roll.
I'm just inside the room. I don't go. How far away is the water from the doorway?
It's like 20 feet. So yeah, you're right. You're far enough away.
Huh.
So I guess the swing goes towards Hen then. That is a 16 to hit.
Goes to defender.
Oh, nice. So you're good.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, then we go to Gago.
All right. I shall fling a lightning bolt at it.
Oh.
All right.
Well, I guess it's not a cantrip, so I don't. That is a 10 to cast, so that should be good.
Yeah, you cast it, but
Okay. So that's 100 foot long, 5 feet wide.
Yep.
And it takes 8d6 unless it makes a dexterity saving throw.
let's find out if it
Amplified.
does.
Doesn't it get amplified by the fact it's
There
in
goes my
water?
die. I lost it. What, Alex?
Doesn't it get amplified by the fact it's in water?
It might. What was
also
the?
means- Alright, go ahead.
Which also means what?
Shaka Kano gets it amplified against him as well.
Well, if it hits you, which I don't think it will, but it was a Constitution saving throw
Dexterity.
or Dexterity. Oh, I fail miserably. Yeah, I got a dirty 1.
Oh, nice. All right. Then the beast takes 36 lightning damage.
Good lord. Good hit. Nice job.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh man. All right. Well, let's see. And you are in its lair, so we'll do an eeny, meeny, miny, mo real quick. And that will go, to Gago. Gago, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. I'm gonna double check my. I think I increased my wisdom. I guess not. I don't know why I wouldn't have. That'd be a 17.
You're fine. All right, let's go to Hen and B-Boy.
And B-Boy. Yep. Okay. I mean, well, Chakakano's right up next to it, isn't he?
Yes.
Okay.
What else do you expect him to be?
You're right.
Wait, so no electrical damage went through the water?
It's thunder damage, not electric damage, right?
No, the lightning bolt.
Oh, the lightning bolt.
It's clean water. Not all water is conductive.
All right.
It just seemed I didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah,
Fair
stop
enough.
trying to damage yourself there, Chakakano.
I'm not. I'm just trying to think about the physics here.
It's magic.
Well, I think I'm just gonna use my Eldritch Cannon and make a Force Ballista. And fire it.
Okay.
So... I don't know if... Do I need to roll to hit?
I assume so. Is it how does it work?
Da-ba-da-ba-da. Got HP, da-ba-da-ba. Force Ballista.
I will bring it up as well.
Makes a ranged spell. It's a ranged spell attack, so I'm gonna use spell attack bonus on it, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That works. Damn it! Okay, that's... I'm not gonna waste a Flash of Genius. That's only an 11, doesn't hit.
Okay. What about your B?
Yeah, I feel like it's probably a good idea B just keeps doing the surefire firebolt.
All right, go for it.
Yeah, that's much more successful. 22 to cast, of course. And once again, we're doing 2d10.
7.
7 fire damage.
All right. You blast it with the 7 fire damage, and Chakakano, what do you do?
Well, with all my options available to me, I think I'm going to swing at its face.
All right.
With the gunpowder?
The big axe. That's a 20 to hit.
That hits.
All right. Next one. Oh, shit. I'm doing really bad. That's only an 11, so no. And then the hand axe. Oh, let's use a javelin. Stabby javelin. Is 22 to hit. Stabby
Well, that
javelin
hits.
for the win. So the axe does. Okay, that's great. 11 slashing.
Okay.
That's the lowest it can go when he's enraged. And
Nice.
does the magic javelin have any damage bonus to it or anything?
I think it's just a +1.
Okay. Then that is 12 piercing.
All right. Dang. All right. It's real angry with you, and it's gonna whip around those tentacles again and try to smack them into you.
Probably gonna work.
Well, yeah, it's like a 27 to hit.
Yeah, that worked.
Oh, but I only do. Oh no, 7. So I do 7 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
It's gonna hit you again just because it's there. And well, I rolled the same to hit. Do another. Ooh, that one does 13 bludgeoning damage.
Right.
And just for fun, the third one, because it is going to go for and
Joy.
19 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, and that one is going to 11 bludgeoning damage.
Alright.
Obviously,
And
Chakakano hasn't been doing a good enough job distracting it.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, Hen.
Okie 16?
Okay, you're good. That's yeah. There was like it hit you, but then you just kind of shook and all the crap fell off of you.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're fine. Gago.
All right. I shall cast lightning bolt at it again since last time was so successful.
Okay.
All right. Well, it wasn't a fail. That is an 8 to cast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're casting, right? That's not a to
Yeah.
hit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an evocation. Uh, so I mean, think about it this way: I was just one spot away from hitting a nat 20 on that, so you know. All right, we shall roll. That is only 22 lightning damage that time.
All right. Make dexterity saving throw though. Hold on. Man, I failed again. All
Oh,
right.
good.
So how much damage was it?
22.
Okay, yeah, you zap the heck out of it, and it screams. You hear this high pitched, just ear piercing thing, and it's not dead, but you see, you know, Yora shake her head as it like kind of slithers back towards the water, trying to pull away from you.
Nice.
All right, as it's doing this, it's retreating. Hen, do you want to do anything?
Sure. I'll take one of the bombs I made previous to this fight, click the little button on it, and chuck it.
Okay, is that one of the vinegars?
No, that's the one. I've made a couple bombs before we stepped into the room. We're just gonna treat it like one of the charges in Chakakano's axe.
Oh, okay, right on. All right, so you chuck it. Roll a to hit, I guess.
Athletics, strength.
Athletics. For if you're throwing it.
It landed on a crack. Nat 1, because of course it is.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
I just can't roll well. That sucks.
All right, well you chuck it and you smack it right into Chakakano, who's there, as it explodes around him and throws him forward. So let's roll. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Oh my god. Okay, one sec. 15. I rolled
So
2 6.
Nice.
What's the saving throw on it?
Dex, I want to say.
Yeah, but I mean, what difficulty?
If it's according to my spell save, 14. If not, I don't know.
I think it's 14.
No, because Chakakano got a 14, which halves it, but he's also resistant to fire, so actually you technically didn't do anything to him.
Nice. So it blows
Nice.
up around you. It looks really cool as this like flame envelops you, casting this glorious like image of you, to this creature that's retreating, and
Right.
it kind of like.
But it's trying
What?
to get away. It's trying to disengage. Attack of opportunity.
Well, it is you're in its lair and it has legendary actions, so it was doing its own disengage.
Damn
But
you, legendariness.
But you have the ability. It's your turn if you want to leap at it and attack.
Yes, it shan't escape. So I'm imagining
Right.
as the fire hits him in the back, he leaps forward to chase it down. And
All right.
as he leaps into its face, that's a 27 to hit with the first one. Will the second one finally hit again? 19 to hit. And the last
That
stab
hits.
is a 18 to hit. So I think they all hit, right?
Also hits. Yes.
So he does. Let me just see here really quick. Since I want to make sure all my bonuses are added in there correctly. So 18 slashing with the first one. Only 9 slashing with the second, and the javelin does.
Say that again.
13 piercing.
13 piercing. Yeah, it is very dead as you do this, and I also need you to make a quick, because as you fall into the water, killing it, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, 19.
Yeah, you're fine. You successfully do this, then turn around and pop back up, arms in the air, victorious.
I'll do like a polite little like quick clap, like
And I'll yell out, "It looks like Kraken is back on the menu, boys!"
Right.
and we've got
If
Yora
it
back,
hasn't
which is a
sunk yet, I
plus.
just want Chakagano to reach down and rip out one of the eyes and chuck it for for the party to feast upon. That's the something,
All right.
probably.
Nothing
No,
like a
it's
little
yeah.
eyeball juice.
Eyeball, the least nutritious part of the body.
Well, what do you expect him to do? It's a kraken falling through the water. You get down there and chop up some tentacles then.
Well, it's not actually a kraken, but in any case, you pull it out, and you throw it up to eat. I guess that's fine. I don't see a reason why not. It's basically a blowfish.
Eyeballs are full of all kinds of good things for you.
I like how you
Like-
caught yourself for delicious. Like, good stuff.
It's probably not going to be delicious, but it's got vitamin A and omega-3 fatty acids, and vitamin C and zinc. So,
Basically broccoli.
There you go.
The less healthy form of broccoli.
Maybe. Probably less tasty, too. That would be kind of funny. All right, child. Either you eat some of this broccoli or this eyeball. Which one do you want?
Kind of like that.
I'll have the broccoli.
Well, in any case, with the creature's death, Yora totally wakes up. He's like, "Oh, whoa, what happened? How did I get here? Guys, holy crap, guys, it's good to see you."
Yes, it is good to see you as well, lass. We were a bit worried there for a second.
Yeah, I was trying to get back. I think there's a way out on the far side here. We just have to go through the back door.
All right.
Okay.
All right. How sure are you of this? I mean, after all, you were under this creature's spell there for a bit.
It sounds like something a kraken puppet would say.
What? No, there's in the one room, there's a whole drawing of this place. I was trying to get out the back. It's the big room, and then there's a staircase up.
All right. Well, lead on there, lass, and yes, we will follow you.
Okay, this way. And she leads you to the far end of the room, through a doorway, and you guys do find a staircase which you ascend, where we will pick up next time.
Nice.
Nice.
I did get sick
Yay! You,
times, so good stuff. Just one of those things
You
happened to be Chakakano, but that's okay.
Yeah, but
and you
I
saved your
mean,
companion.
Yeah, and
Yes, we
with
did.
all of resistances, even though his AC is crap, the blowfish, kraken, whatever it was, only did like 14 damage to him.
There was an aboleth.
Aboleth. Okay, the Aboleth only did like 14 damage to him. So,
Yeah,
Chakagano
that's
was
pretty
raring to
good.
go.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I'm a little sorry to
Oh,
leave
that
that
reminds
healing
me.
pod behind. I mean, that thing's worth its weight in gold.
Why didn't we ever try to disconnect it and bring it with us?
Because it's huge.
Do you think you guys have the skills?
Well, I don't know. One of us might.
Hen might.
Oh
But
yeah,
anyway.
and whatever.
So,
Nothing.
what would those fish people have actually tried to do if we hadn't tried to blow them up?
Probably throw you in one of the pits.
Okay, so we did the right thing then.
Yeah, generally speaking, when you meet a fish person, there's no wrong thing to do.
Aside from just, like, instead of killing them outright, trying to punch them into submission. You know.
that didn't work very well.
Yeah, that was pretty damn funny, and I'm so glad you tried that.
It was a tough cookie.
Yeah,
Would have
it was.
expected a fish guy to take like 20-some points of fist to the face, just trying to be knocked out.
He was, yes. Well, to be fair, he was also
After
kind of a
getting blown
magical
up.
fish guy.
Yeah, but he was like blown up and then punched in the
He
face.
wasn't fully blown
repeatedly.
up. He just got some damage done to him.
Oh well, at least we got rid of the rest of those fish people, so that kind of made things a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun. We got quite a bit done today.
Yeah. You guys got to explore a new section of dungeon that you didn't know existed, and you found a stairway to get back out. That's not bad.
Yeah, and we saved Yora.
And you saved Yora, yeah. This has been an Azentuary LLC production. Find us online at azentuary.com for character bios, merchandise, Patreon, and more. Thank you for listening.